there, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about my word of the year, how my word of the year last year worked for me, maybe how it didn't work for me, and why I've chosen this year's word and how I'd like it to work for me this year. I don't have anything planned for this video, so it's going to be just a chatty one, just talking about things. Anyway, I hope you are feeling positive for 2022. What else can we feel? We have to feel positive. We can't start off on a negative foot, can we? Because then we can't expect things to get better. So we have to start with a positive head. In case you're new to word of the year, it's when you set yourself a word that you feel you want to work with for the whole year through. Saying that, you can switch it up if it's not working for you. Some people have a word a month or a word every quarter. Just do what works best for you. I'll give you some examples. I've had the word simplify in the past when I quite often everything's just too complicated, and it's then been in my mind, you know, when you just feel like complete overwhelm, and then it's come into my mind and I will think, right, what can I do to simplify things? So I might go through a to-do list, take some things off, and I just feel so much better. So, and sometimes I still do refer back to that one when I feel the overwhelm, because I know by stripping things back and taking things maybe off my list or what I need to do, it can really help. Yeah, I've had lots of different words over the years. Some have worked, some haven't. 2019 I had the word push, because I have so many ideas all the time, or so many things I want to do, but I quite often hold back from doing things. And the word push worked really well for me. It was the year that I started Patreon and doing online classes through Patreon. There was so much I wanted to do, different people I wanted to collaborate and work with, just so many things, and it worked so well for me. It really did. So I decided to keep it again last year, and obviously last year was a very different this year was a very different year, and I don't think it was a good word for me, and maybe I should have switched it up, because to be honest, I've had a very different year, and I think maybe something a bit more positive to focus on, something like that would have been in hindsight a better word for me, because I don't think I've actually been pushed to do anything this year. I've kind of just drifted. I don't feel I've really achieved anything this year. In fact, I feel I've gone backwards in many ways. I've lost all my routines. I've got into some really bad habits at home. The house feels a mess. The last 6 months I've completely got out of my decluttering. I've struggled with my YouTube channel, just finding the inspiration and motivation. I just lost my spark, and I've spoken about this before, and I want to find that spark back again. I want to be the bubbly Lisa that I was before, and I want some order in my house again. I really miss that. So this year I've had a really good think about it. One of my main problems is I'm a flitter, and I share that a lot in my videos. I flip from one thing to another. I have a lot of ideas, and I always have a very busy head. And so I might be doing something, and then I get an idea and I stop partway through and go to something else. I'm really bad at that, and then jobs don't get finished. I quite often have too much to do on my to-do list, and that isn't always a good thing. So my word for this year is going to be focus. And I'm hoping that when I get in my flitty mood and start flitting from one thing to another, that it will kind of rein me back in again and make me finish the task I'm doing. I'm also going to have more, I think, focused to-do lists each day, and try not to have too many things on them. I may even have a weekly to-do, so rather than cram everything into one day, try and have a weekly one as well, with bits that I kind of want to do, so maybe like decluttering and things. I would really like to get back into my 10-minute declutter a day, and I did that just a couple of days ago. My drawers are so bad upstairs, and my bras are hanging out, my t-shirts, my pajamas, I couldn't close them properly. You know when you're shoving your bras back in, it's so bad. and I actually sat just before I went to bed, just pulled everything out the bottom drawer, which has vesty tops, there's a few t-shirts in there, ones that I don't actually wear that often, but they're in there. T-shirts I've grown out of, like some of my Disney and Universal ones that there's no way I'm fitting into at the moment. Pajamas are in there, that kind of thing. Pulled everything out. I have got rid of so many bobbly t-shirts that I wouldn't want to be seen out in. Vest tops from Primark, they're £1.80 each, and some of them are so... White ones don't look white anymore, if you know what I mean. I've got pink ones with stains down them. Why have I kept them? So I've taken all those out. Really old bobbly pajamas that I'm not wearing, and pajamas that are too tight now. So I can actually close the drawer. I've rolled the t-shirts that are staying, that I really would like to get back into again one day. It's only been the last year that I've grown out of them. So that feels so much better. I need to tack on my bra drawer next, my underwear drawer, because that's a really bad state. So I want to get back into the 10 to 15 minute declutter a day, and that all comes down to me focusing. And just things like, I was thinking the other day, I'm really bad at just scrolling through Instagram in the evenings, and I do the compare thing, and it's really bad for you. It's really unhealthy, and I want to get out of that and maybe use that time and read a book. I don't read like I used to, and I miss it. I picked up a book a couple of nights ago and I read loads, and it comes down to me focusing again, because I'm really bad at going to bed and I go onto Pinterest and I find recipes, and then I get really excited sometimes, and then I struggle to sleep because I'm really excited about a new recipe I've just found, and then I'll start editing my Morrison's order online because there might be some ingredients I want, and again it's just my brain's just working overtime all the time. So I want to like zoom in and focus on one thing at a time. Focus on better me time, because my me time has become very grey over work time, and it might be that we're watching things, relaxing in the evening, watching things, but I'm still working at the same time. So I need to set myself some good boundaries and focus more on what I'm doing. And I'm hoping that will be a good year. I'm hoping it will be a good word for me this year. I would also like to work on my routines. I've mentioned it before, but since not having kids at school, my routines have gone, and I'm sure that's just what's kept me so organised over the years. And all that happens is now I just work all the time. I come in here in the morning to work. I quite often miss lunch. I might grab a snack and work at my desk, and it's just really unhealthy, and I can easily spend 16 hours a day working. And because it's at home, and I might just pop into the kitchen and quickly bake a cake or prep a sourdough and just things like that, I feel like, oh yeah, I'm not working, but my mind is in work mode all the time. So I need to get out of that, set myself some routines, some boundaries, and focus more on what I'm doing. I have set myself up this little journal, which I'm really pleased with. It feels very personal because it's what I want to be working on with like my goals and my plans, working on like my very personal stuff for me. And I also want to like make a note of things maybe when they're not going so right, because things can't be perfect all the time. But I'm going to be doing this in my Patreon community. It feels very personal. It's not something that I just kind of want to put on YouTube or talk about sort of just to anyone, whereas the Patreon community is much smaller, and it feels more, they feel more like friendships, if you know what I mean. I know the people in the group, so it feels very different than just putting it out for anyone possibly to view. So this is actually an online class that those on Patreon get to see, and it's something that I want to work on together. So it's your word of the year, it's your goals, it's like staying positive, that kind of thing. I've popped that on the back. So if that's something you'd like to be part of, because I'm encouraging everyone to do the same. If you're in the Happy Mail tier, the red tier, you also get the journal and stickers sent to you as well. So I'll leave all the links below if you want to go and check that out. And it's something that's going to be like an online class each month, something to work on together, chat about together in our Zooms and that kind of thing, and just really encourage each other. Many of us in the group we've all worked together to choose our word of the year, which I love. We've really helped each other out. There's been some really good suggestions. It's been a really nice feeling. So it's something that we can all work on together. We can remind each other, and I just feel really excited about this. So I'll leave the link if you want to be involved with that. Let me know. If you've got any questions, please ask. But I'm feeling very positive about this year. I need this year to make some good changes for myself because I've got into some bad habits lately and it's not good. So I want my spark back again. And the other thing I want to do with this channel as well is get back into the decluttering, the motivating, hopefully inspiring everyone, because I feel the channel's become very flat. I think because I've lost my spark, I feel like my videos have as well. So I'm hoping to make some positive changes in my videos as well. So I hope that's a good thing for everyone. But let me know your word of the year. And don't be afraid to change it. If it's not working for you, I should have changed mine last year. So don't be afraid if it's not working for you, or you feel it's worked so well, but now actually you feel like you've worked as far as you could with it and maybe it's time for something new. Don't be afraid to change it and go a different way. That's not a bad thing to do that. Just do what works best for you. But I'd love to know, leave in the comments, let's have a chat. Tell me about your word of the year. Have you had one before? Is this your first time, or is this your first time hearing about it and you feel inspired? Let me know. I would love to chat with you about it. But I'm excited now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and leave me a comment below. Thank you so much. I'll chat to you soon. Bye.